Tonight, it's the Atlanta Braves stepping into Comerica Park to take on the Detroit Tigers in a late-season clash that tells two very different stories. Detroit sits atop the AL Central with postseason nearly secured, while Atlanta drags through a losing year. But momentum has its own kind of fire. The Tigers have stumbled, dropping 3 straight, while the Braves ride a 5-game win streak that has jolted their clubhouse awake. On the mound for Atlanta, Bryce Elder. His season has been a struggle. 7 wins, 10 losses, a 5.56 ERA, and a 1.45 WHIP across 142 innings. He can miss bats, but too often he puts men on base. Every inning feels like survival. His job tonight isn't brilliance, it's endurance. Keep the score close long enough for Atlanta's bats to strike. Opposite him, Detroit turns to Charlie Morton, carrying nearly the same numbers, 9 wins, 10 losses, a 5.56 ERA, and a 1.52 WHIP over 139 innings. More strikeouts, but just as much traffic. He's shown flashes of his old curveball, but not enough to make the Tigers comfortable. For a first-place team, this is not a reassuring arm. That leaves the story to the offenses. Detroit's lineup is steady, top 10 in runs, power spread across the order. They can beat you in waves. But Atlanta enters carried by Matt Olson, a bat so hot it bends the odds. Homers in 4 straight games, driving in runs by the handful. He is the engine pulling a broken roster forward, and his swing alone can erase everything the Braves lack. And today's AI pick is the Braves' money line, a team written off yet still burning against a favorite that suddenly looks fragile. Will we cash or will we burn? Abaddon takes the torch for Game 2. Yankees versus Orioles up next.
September lights over Camden Yards. Urgency versus defiance. One dugout protects playoff position. The other sharpens a spoiler's blade. New York arrives with the league's loudest power profile. Baltimore counters with late-season bite and a crowd that turns every 2-strike breath into pressure. First, the visitor's arm. Will Warren sits at 8-7 with a 4.44 ERA and a 1.38 WHIP across 152 innings. When he gets ahead, the fastball slider tunnel steals barrels. When he falls behind, walks stretch frames and pitch counts climb. The mission is survival, not spectacle. Steal first pitch strikes, avoid the crooked inning, and hand the ball off with the game still intact. Now the counter. Trevor Rogers arrives ruthless, 8-2, a 1.43 ERA, a 0.89 WHIP, contact muted and lift suppressed. 4-seam ride at the letters, a changeup that falls through a trap door, an arm side fade that turns right-handers into defensive swings. One variable lingers, the landing foot toe from his last start. If it holds, the command lattice stays precise. If it barks, release points wander and danger widens. Zoom out. New York leads baseball in runs and home runs, stacking pressure in waves. Neutralize 1 star, and 2 more bring thunder. Baltimore wins differently. Ambush counts, take the extra base, shrink leverage in the 7th and 8th. Park factors reward lift, but disciplined changeups kill it. Bullpen volatility cuts both ways. Strikeout rate lives with the visitors. Situational edge leans home. And today's AI pick is the Orioles' money line. Price meets pitcher, and the hinge tilts toward the dog that isn't a dog when Rogers is on time. Lean under if pregame reports confirm clean footing. If not, reduce exposure and protect the edge with live bet discipline. Will we cash or will we burn? Hada takes Game 3 up next. Stay sharp. Numbers beat narratives tonight.
Target field under September air, and every pitch feels heavier than the scoreboard admits. Cleveland arrives burning hot. Minnesota plays for pride, and the number the market whispers is 7.5. Tonight is about margin. Who shrinks it, who protects it, who refuses to give it away. First, the visitor's starter, Parker Messick. Rookie, left-handed, compact delivery, late life at the letters. The line is lean. 3 wins, 0 losses, a 1.84 earned run average, 1.33 WHIP in 29 1/3 innings, 22 strikeouts against 4 walks. Small sample, yes, but the shape is consistent. Early strike 1, soft contact, ground balls that die before the gaps. His job in this park: steal the top of the zone with ride, then drop the changeup under barrels. Now the counter: Pablo Lopez. Right-handed precision, 5 wins, 4 losses, a 2.64 earned run average over 71 and 2/3 innings, a 1.10 whip, 71 strikeouts and 18 walks. 4-seam to the black, changeup fading arm side, curveball to steal an early strike. He limits free passes, he kills rallies before they exist, and his tempo squeezes hitters into defensive swings. If Minnesota gets 6 from him, they're in a script they like: zoom out. Cleveland's offense ranks near the bottom in average, on-base, and slugging. They manufacture with contact and speed, not thunder. Minnesota brings more power but less consistency, and a staff that leaks, except tonight at the front. Guardians' run prevention is a top 5 engine. Twins' lineup lives on streaks. Add cool air, late shadows, and 2 starters who live in the zone without fear. Bullpens favor precision over volume in September. And today's AI pick is under 7.5. Trust run suppression, trust command, trust the park to mute flight. Will we cash or will we burn? Angel takes Game 4 up next.
Under the lights in Houston, 2 teams share the same record, but not the same equation. Seattle arrives with surge and thunder. Houston counters with pedigree and precision. The number is 7.5, and tonight the story bends toward run suppression, not fireworks. First, Brian Wu. 4-seam life at the belt, a sweeper that widens the plate, command that keeps the barrel guessing. 14 wins, a 3.02 ERA, a whip under 1. That's traffic control in a hitter's park. When Wu gets to strike 1, the arsenal plays downhill. When he stays out of free passes, exit velocity dies in the grass. His job is simple and ruthless: own the top rail, hide the change under the fastball, make Houston earn every 90 feet. Now Hunter Brown. 12 wins, a 2.27 ERA, a 1.0 whip, and the calm of a metronome. He can win with strikeouts or contact because his shape holds: ride up, breaker down, change fading off the barrel. He doesn't chase whiffs. He manufactures weak swings, stealing tempo and starving rallies. If he gives 6 clean and hands a thin lead to the pen, Houston lives in its favorite script: zoom out. Seattle's offense carries power, but this matchup punishes lift that isn't centered. Houston's profile is contact and discipline, yet the middle of the order is lighter without its loudest bat, which shifts leverage to Wu's tunneling. Add base path pressure from Seattle, yes, but against a staff with top 6 whip, singles rarely turn into avalanches. Add September air, playoff nerves, and 2 starters who command the zone without fear, and the total feels oversized. And today's AI pick is under 7.5. Trust the shape of elite pitching, the absence of a hammer in Houston's heart, and the math of first pitch strikes. Will we cash or will we burn? Rocco takes Game 5 up next.
Dodger Stadium, under a September moon, rivalry heat meeting night air that slows the baseball. One side brings power and parade, the other brings restraint and run prevention. The number is 8.5, and the question is whether this night lets hitters breathe. Start on the hill with Robbie Ray. 11 wins, a mid-3s ERA, fastball that rides enough to change eye levels, slider that saws off the middle. When he's right, lefties get carved and righties are forced to lift balls that die shy of the pavilion. His path here is simple: first pitch strikes, elevate late, and make Los Angeles stack 3 quality swings in a row. San Francisco doesn't win this by volume. They win it by subtraction. Now the counter, Clayton Kershaw. 10 wins, a mirror-clean ERA, and the old geometry still hums. Right at the letters, slider off the plate, curveball stealing an early strike. He doesn't have to miss every bat, he just has to keep barrels from getting long. If he gives 6 tidy frames and hands it off, the total remains caged. Zoom out. The Dodgers' offense ranks among the loudest in baseball, but left-on-left nights bend even deep orders towards singles and patience. The Giants, meanwhile, live light on contact quality, bottom-tier average and slug, leaning on pitching to keep the math honest. Add both clubs' clean whips, strong BAA profiles, and a park that tightens when the sun is gone. Add the cadence of a rivalry game where managers pinch, run the margin out of risk, and play for the next pitch, not the crooked number. And today's AI pick is the under 8.5. Trust two veteran lefties with command. Trust night air in Chavez Ravine. Trust that one big swing is more rumor than rule. Will we cash or will we burn?
The book writes numbers, we write fate. 5 doors, step through, recap, English. Braves, ML, Paw on 100, Ars, Tigers, Orioles, ML, Fall 100, versus Yankees, Guardians, Orioles, Twins. Under 7.5 Mariners, Orioles, Astros. Under 7.5 Giants, Arab Dodgers. Under 8.5 Resumen, Español, Bravos, ML, plus 100, en Detroit Orioles, ML, plus 100, versus Yankees, Guardianes, As Mellizos, menos de 7.5 Marineros, Orioles, Astros, menos de 7.5 Gigantes, Arab Dodgers, menos de 8.5, will we cash or will we burn? Nachdenklicher Satz, Deutsch. Die Quoten flüstern, doch der Mut schreibt den Ausgang. The odds whisper, yet courage writes the outcome.